Okay, great. So I'm going to go through how to draw our pyramidal roof as an axonometric drawing, right? And I have drawn it before, so I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. So again, we're starting with our T-square. And I want you to look on your plan and find your dashed roof drawings. I'm sorry, roof lines. They're dashed in. Find the corners using your triangle, and from those corners, draw up lightly guidelines. So it's not going to be the corner of the pillar, but the center, remember? I'm going to sort of move my... And so you're going to have 4 vertical lines from each corner. All right, great. Now using my 30-60 triangle, I'm going to draw the plane of my roof. So my bottom line is going to be parallel with these lines on my plan. And that's going to connect 2 of these vertical lines. So this one and this one. So I'm going to draw it just above where I imagine these pillars would land. So I'm going to go right here. So it's from this line to that line. And I'm also going to draw my 60-degree side line. So that would be this line here. I'm going to draw from that point where they intersect up using my 60-degree triangle. Another line here. And another line here that connects to my last vertical line. Rotate back to my 30 degrees and connect this back edge, right? So that is, if you can imagine, the bottom of your roof, right? The bottom edge of your roof. Now we're going to imagine our roof as a box that's 10 feet high, and you're going to carve out the pyramidal sides from it. So the first thing we need to do is define that box. Okay? So in order to do that, we're going to measure up 10 feet. Now let me do that on, let's see, this is this roof. I'm going to start this one here, and I'll show you how to draw the box on that. So I'm going to, again, I already have some of these vertical reference lines drawn, right, because it's from that point. But I'm going to need this one here, so I'm going to draw that just outside of this, up. And I need this corner. I'm going to draw that up, and then this outside corner here. I'm going to draw that up. Now I know I'm going to be connecting these 2 verticals with my 30 degree, and it's going to be in line with this, right? You can imagine this is a shared line. So really, I'm just going to continue this line across from this corner to that point, okay? And then, just like I did before, I'm going to draw my back plane out. And, like we said, where these intersect, which is right there, I'm going to go back to drawing my 30-degree plane. Now, I am just barely on the page, right? So I don't think I'm going to be able to get all of my roofs on this sheet. So because of that, what I think you should do is I'll show you how to get the height on this one, and then we can do it later on that one. So you could go ahead and draw in all of your planes, right? So if you can imagine, you can now use these roofs to draw in these two as well, right? Because we have our lines. So I'm going to draw in my last lines here. I'm just going to continue carrying these lines across. And I need to mark where that is, so I'm going to drop my vertical up. Which is over there. I also need to know where that ends, so I'm going to draw my vertical up from this outside corner here. And then I can go back to my 60-degree angle for this one. And my 30 degrees for this one. It's going to be just above. All right. Okay, great. My eyes were playing tricks on me because this looked a little shorter, but it's actually the same. So we basically have roof 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now I'm going to show you along these different roofs how to get our pyramidal roof going. So starting on this roof, I'm going to measure up and create a vertical lines to create a sort of imaginary box that is 10 feet high, because the height of our pyramidal roof is 10 feet. So let's go ahead and draw a vertical line. I'm going to do that from my corners. Again, these are all just very light lines. Okay, using my scale, I'm going to measure up 10 feet. So I'm just creating a 10-foot high box shape. So that's my 10 feet. Go ahead, draw from that reference point, corner to corner. All right, so now I have, if you can imagine, two squares. Square 1 is on the bottom. Square 2 is on the top. If that makes sense. All right, so now we need to find and locate where the opening in our pyramid is along our top plane. Because from that, right, I can extrapolate how to carve my pyramid down. So I'm going to go ahead and also create a box on this one, and then I'll show you how to locate that interior square. All right, so I'm wondering if I can use any of these lines, and I can. I can continue this line across here. So I'm going to do that in order, and I have my verticals drawn. So just going to continue using that same reference point. Face one, face two. I need a vertical line here that's missing. So I need more of a vertical here. So I'm going to sketch that out. And then I can continue connecting my planes. Just going corner to corner. So it can get a little distracting. So what I'm going to do for the purpose of this drawing is darken my lines that I'm going to be using. But you should keep it very light until you're ready to really draft. Some of these lines I know I'm going to keep, right? Like I'm going to keep these two lines along the bottom. That's pretty much it, because everything else is going to change to a pyramidal shape. All right, now this roof corresponds to this roof, right? So what we want to do is, I think what we want to do is find our intersection, cross section here, corner to corner on this top square. So I'm going to very lightly sketch a diagonal line, corner to corner. And now, along that diagonal, you're going to mark where this square intersects those diagonals. So, using your 90-degree angle, mark your first corner. This corner. Oh wait, I'm sorry. See, I got confused too. I was pointing to the wrong roof. Not this one down here. All right, so we're going to go from this corner all the way up to this diagonal line. We're going to mark where that intersection is with our pencil. And then our bottom right corner. To be honest, you really only need one mark. Well, I guess you need two. You do need two. Need that one too. Okay. So, given those two marks, what you can now do is draw the lines of your square, right? So this, we want them to be in the same direction. So where this intersects, I'm going to draw my reference line. This is for the opening, the square opening. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And then where those intersect, I'm going to draw the rest of my square in there. And now I have the square opening in the top that's centered on the top plane of my box, and from these corners I can now connect back down. All right. And I'm hoping that makes sense to you guys. I think I can even do it for this one. So this is step one, right? You've got the box in. Well, really, step one is the plane along the bottom of the roof. Step two, a 10-foot high box. Step three, find kitty corner and draw up to locate your opening in the top of the roof by connecting 90 degrees from that intersection to this intersection. Final stage is the corners. So let's head up. I'm going to recreate what I've already been doing. So we're going to get our verticals in there, because I've got to create that box. using my 10-foot high wall. I have my box on top, and I can actually continue my corner to corner here, right? So from that corner, I'm going to get my diagonal in here, and then these corners I've got. Now I'm going to draw up my opening lines. So I'm finding this corner here. I'm going to mark it. And then I'm going to find this corner here. I'm going to mark it. Then I go back to my I'm just going to connect my lines across. And now I've got my opening. It's a square that's centered within that top plane of my roof. So now, I've basically recreated that up here. I'm going to connect corner to corner. So this is on the top plane, right? I'm going to connect the top plane to the bottom plane. So corner to corner. This is the top plane corner to the bottom plane corner. Top plane corner to bottom plane corner. So take a beat and remind yourself which plane you're working on, right? Then I have my top plane corner to my bottom plane corner, which is right there on the very corner of my page. All right, so I'm going to darken my lines that are my final lines so you guys can see very clearly. But I'm not going to erase my guidelines because I want you to see them for your reference. All right, so this is sort of the bottom edge of the roof I've just drawn. And you would actually see this line too. Now I'm going to do my corners. Right, corner to corner, corner to corner. And corner to corner. All right, and that is how you get the pyramidal roof shape. Now, the next level would be to show the thickness of this roof, right? So that's something where you could use the same technique like we did to show the thickness of these pillars. You would just pull down and draw a parallel line across here, right? You could also do that on the interior side too. Pull a vertical line down and you would see the thickness along here. So if you want to do that, I'll just show you. And I would actually, I mean, you can, we don't really have a thickness shown in our plan, So I would sort of imagine that it would be roughly the same as the thickness there. So I'll just pull down just a smidge, right? And once you've done that, and sort of draw it out. Okay. Move this a little bit here. And then okay, so that's how you can add a little bit of dimensionality to that roof. All right, I'll take some photos and so you have some close-ups.